James Creedon next, Media Watch, of course. Lots of buzz on the social media as well. Basically, the deck has been reshuffled. The cards have been dealt out. François Hollande as the dealer.
That's right.
What hand has he dealt to people? We're talking the cabinet reshuffle, by the way. Sorry to be cryptic.
That's right. Well, the colour has been drained out of some people's faces, Mark, and they have been left as mere shadows on the front steps of the Elysee Palace, according to the graphics team of Slate.fr. Let's take a look at what they put together, where you can see here a photo of various ministers who've been in and out of the government since François Hollande has been president. They've rather creatively reduced certain people to mere black and white. But there is one exception in this table here. You have Jean-Marc. He has his head circled. Why? Well, because he left and now he's back. He was the Prime Minister. He left his spot for Manuel Valls, willingly or unwillingly. And now he's back. Also, he famously enjoys campervan holidays.
It says Joker on the door. Love it. Great stuff. Great stuff.
So there you go. He is back as foreign minister indeed after Laurent Fabius has stepped to one side. Others saying, where is your pride? You were prime minister and now in the same sort of under the same president you're back basically taking a demotion.
He's a politician. They put pride aside in the space called ambition or something. That's like that. Right. You know, it's
well, there you go. And
it's a different set of rules, isn't it?
It is really. Third former prime minister in a row to become foreign minister. So that's a little interesting fun fact in French politics.
Thank you, Grania.
Thank you, Grania McCarthy. What else do we have to say? 4 positions have been created. It's gone from 35 members of the cabinet to 39. In a time of austerity, some people are saying, hold on a minute, I thought we were sort of tightening the ship a little bit here. In any case, a junior ministry for real equality has been created. That raised some eyebrows. Real equality. Some people saying, well, what's unreal equality if we have a ministry, junior ministry?
It sounds like the People's Committee of Ball Bearings, doesn't it? It sounds a bit strange. Really.
That's it. This is one person's reaction to that. Raised eyebrow. I suppose it defies explanation.
That's the Martin, I've forgotten his other name, the socialist actor in the UK. You know?
There you go. Well,
he's in The Hobbit.
And that's,
Martin Freeman.
Well done. I hadn't a hope of getting that. The headlines in the British press are really summing it up as François Hollande's bid to bolster his flagging hopes of re-election. Indeed, recent polls put him at, what was it, 9%?
Yeah. When things go wrong, he seems to come into this avuncular role, which people like. They warm to him, and then all of a sudden it fades.
That's it. So the boost. I mean, he really did seem to respond well to the Paris attacks.
After the Paris attacks, after the Charlie Hebdo attacks, his popularity increased because he handled it well.
That's it.
Even his critics would say that.
He's good in a crisis, but
it's the everyday work as president that seems to let him down in many people's views.
That's it. Now, they announced the reshuffle on Twitter. This seems to be the new thing. And this reminds me a little bit, do you see the way they have the number 1 here? It reminds me almost of kind of cards you exchange in school. Those Merlin cards.
Top trumps.
There's a bit of that going on, isn't there? Manuel Valls number 1.
It could be a Pokemon, couldn't it?
I just think, look,
what's his special power going to be?
This is it. I think do it the
budget reduction.
Do it the old-fashioned way. Just give us the list and tell the journalists and let them do the rest. In any case, the opposition are also putting up funky little cards on Twitter. This saying, what is it? François Hollande is trying to put everything into a sort of a container and shake it up. And that is a kind of a fancy way of saying what Open Europe said, which is he kept Emmanuel Macron in his ministry, which is a wink to markets and investors, sort of market-friendly minister, and the Greens, who have returned to government, as a wink to the left. In other words, he's kind of trying to do the splits and keep everyone happy, which apparently doesn't please anyone, or at least not many.
You can't please all the people all the time, can you, James? We know this.
He's trying, but I'm not sure it's working. Now, we'll just quickly move on to some of the Green ministers who've come into government. They have, that's somebody calling him Machiavellian, but I'm not sure we have time to talk about it.
Spell it, carry on. I've read it, though.
A fatal blow for the EELV, which is the Ecology Party. That's the point
Greens,
of view
basically.
of Mediapart. They're saying, hold on a minute, these guys really shouldn't be rushing into a government when they really should be kind of, maintaining their position in opposition. This is Jean-Vincent Porte.
That's Placé, isn't it?
That's Placé, and he has been sort of mocked mercilessly on social media today for wanting a ministerial position so badly that, as this cartoon points out, he was sleeping outside the Elysee Palace. And there he is.
He wasn't really, was he?
No, he wasn't. And here you have him praying, that's him waiting by his mobile
Hey, I'm not
phone
going to mock anybody
for
who
the
praised James.
phone
We can't
call.
do that.
I'm not either. And here he is saying, "Oh, Hollande wants a woman in government, so I will wear a wig." In other words, he's been getting a rough time on Twitter today for accepting that position.
He's a man with a good sense of humour, so he's probably laughing at all this.
Right.
'Cause he's a frequent visitor to our shores. He's got a good sense of humour, that guy.
Well, he'd want to be. He'd want to have one in a pink wig. Anyway.
I set that up for you. James, thank you very much indeed. Great to see you.
Mark.
James Creedon, as ever, with Media Watch.